The grammar translation method is a very old way of teaching languages. It is sometimes called the classical method. This is because it was first used to teach classical languages like Latin and Greek. For a long time, these languages were central in schools, especially in Europe. People did not need to speak Latin or Greek. They needed to read important books and religious texts. So the main goal was to understand the written language, with a strong focus on reading, writing, and understanding grammar rules. It was a popular way to teach languages for hundreds of years. The method took shape in the 18th and 19th centuries, notably in Prussia. Language study then was mainly for the educated upper class. Teachers saw foreign language learning as mental exercise, similar to studying mathematics. By learning difficult grammar rules and translating complex sentences, students were expected to become more intelligent and disciplined. The method was not designed for conversation. Its main purpose was to help students read and appreciate the literature of another culture. As the name suggests, the two pillars are grammar and translation. Lessons are taught step by step, accuracy is paramount, and the teacher is the main authority who explains rules and provides the correct answers. In short, the method treats language as an academic subject. Master the structure and a large vocabulary to understand the language, even if speaking remains weak. The primary goal is to help students read literature in the target language and understand a book or text independently. The focus is not on speaking or listening skills, it is about accessing the written word. For example, a student might be expected to read a novel by Charles Dickens by analyzing the grammar and translating difficult parts. Another important goal is mental training. Memorizing rules and translating long sentences is seen as mental gymnastics that builds logic and discipline. Careful analysis is valued more than communication. The aim is to make students better thinkers. A third goal is to improve understanding of the native language by comparing it with the target language. For instance, learning English tenses may deepen an Italian learner's understanding of Italian verbs. The method assumes that strong knowledge of grammar in one language helps with any language. Finally, accuracy is a key objective. Students learn rules perfectly, translate precisely, and every error is corrected. This emphasis builds a solid structural foundation, even if students cannot speak very well. In short, the goals are literacy, mental discipline, cross-linguistic awareness, and high accuracy. In a typical class, the teacher holds central authority and does most of the talking. The main language of instruction is the student's native language for clear explanations. A lesson often begins with a grammar rule. How to form the past simple, with regular and irregular verbs. Explanations use grammatical terms like subject, verb, and object. The teacher provides a vocabulary list to memorize. Students read a text chosen to include the new grammar and vocabulary, often from classic literature and sometimes simplified. They proceed slowly, one sentence at a time, translating into the native language. The focus is on every word and the grammatical structure. Written exercises follow, translating sentences and filling blanks with the correct forms. For example, she blank. To go. To the store yesterday. Answer, went. Students transform sentences. Positive to negative. Active to passive. Composition is controlled, aiming to apply recent grammar and vocabulary. The teacher carefully corrects all mistakes. Interaction is limited. Teacher to class or one student to the teacher. Overall, it is a slow, precise, teacher-led routine focused on written accuracy. One advantage is simplicity. Clear structure makes lesson planning quick and predictable. Teachers need strong grammar knowledge, not necessarily high speaking fluency, and can explain in the native language. It requires few resources and is effective for developing reading and writing skills, careful text analysis, and success in exams. Using the native language can reduce anxiety, and the teacher-led format scales well to large classes. The biggest criticism is poor development of communication skills. Students may read difficult texts but struggle to hold simple conversations. Lessons can be boring and heavy on memorization and repetitive drills. It ignores how people naturally learn language, through listening, speaking, and interaction. The extreme focus on accuracy can inhibit fluency. Students fear mistakes and speak slowly and unnaturally. Despite drawbacks, it has useful elements when used sparingly in a balanced approach. Use selective translation of tricky sentences to highlight differences between languages and clarify specific grammar points. Short, explicit grammar explanations, even in the native language if needed, can save time and prevent confusion. Then move quickly to communicative activities that build fluency. Do not make translation or drills the main focus. Use them as short, targeted support.